Okay, YouTube, Malzar TCG here. Today we're going to go over some of the sales for Riftbound, the PSA 10 signature cards specifically. We're going to base it off of this site here and just the raw cards for all the signatures here. We can see that the Kaisa, Ahri, and Lee Sin top the charts for the most expensive, quickly followed by Misfortune, Teemo, surprisingly the Leona, and then we have here at the lower levels Jinx, Sett, Yasuo, Volibear, Viktor, and Darius rounding out the bottom. So if we look on eBay, we can see some sales have already taken place for the English PSA 10 signature cards for the Overnumbered Legends. Here we have the Jinx a few days ago. We have a expensive Ahri. And then we also have some CGC Pristine 10s. These ones I'm not going to show the multiplier for the calculations, but I'm going to go over the raw versus the PSA 10 multiplier that each one of these sales have had so far. So let's first start with Viktor. So Viktor's average low price for the raw signature card is about $487, and the PSA 10 average for the sales of his signature card go for about $1,049. All of these numbers are going to be a little bit subject to change and hard to keep in perspective because they move up and down, or there have been a few sales and we got to average it out. And also, it's still early. But for Viktor specifically, that is a 2.15 multiple. So a pretty decent multiple. Higher than 2, I would say, is good. So his grading multiple from going from raw to PSA 10 is a 2.15. So next we have one of the big hitters and probably the most expensive PSA 10 card here on the list is an Ahri. So her average raw price right now is about $1,266. And then the only sale that I could find for a PSA 10 overnumbered signature was this $3,616 for a whopping 2.84x multiplier, almost 3x. So I would expect this one to change. I do think it'll still be one of the higher multiples, but that is pretty massive for the time being. And then we can go over here to the Jinx. I think there was about one of the Jinxes that sold, and so the raw card is $620 on average. And then here you can see the $1,175 sale for the Jinx. That comes out to a 1.89x multiple. Keep it moving here. We'll go to Sett. Sett, he's been seeing a bit of an uptick in the competitive play, and people are thinking that his deck is becoming a little bit better, so that's probably helping him out. But his raw price is $608, and then the sale here for $1,305, which is a multiple of about 2.14. So about on par with Viktor's. Let's go to Kaisa, the killer right now. She is pretty insane, probably the top tier strongest deck. I mean, her raw card is the most expensive as well at $1,547. And you can see here probably a little bit of a low sale, to be honest, $2,600 for a PSA 10. Pretty interesting here. The multiple on this one is only 1.68. So I would expect that to be closer to the Ahri, but it could just be an outlier. I don't think there is too many of these sold yet, and it's still early. But right now, that's just a 1.68 multiple of the raw card. We got a few more here. We have Misfortune. Her raw price is about $681. And then the sale here shows Canadian, but the US conversion here is 1,329. So that gives you about a 1.95 multiple. So far we have the lowest multiples on the Jinx, the Kaisa, and the Misfortune, surprisingly. And then the last one with the absolute lowest multiple is the Leona, from a $638 raw card to $975. Quite a low sale here for this PSA 10. That's a 1.53 multiple. So that's some data, early data on what cards make the most sense to get graded. If they come back at 10, what type of multiple can you expect? I don't know where they'll go from here. I imagine that some will probably go higher while some others might adjust a little bit. But currently, those are the multiples for all the PSA 10s that have been sold so far. Finally, we do have a pristine 10 Yasuo signature card. I haven't seen any PSA 10 signature cards for sale yet here, but this one sold for $1,500. I'm not going to do the conversion on that because I want to keep it all with the same grading company. But if we do go back here, we can see what are some Riftbound Overnumbered signature cards that are ending soon. There is a PSA 10 Yasuo here that has 4 days left, so a lot of these have a lot of days and time left. But it'll be more data points once we get those, and we can tell just what type of multiple you can expect from grading your Overnumbered signature card. So basically, what does all this mean? It means that your raw cards here, the average multiple you can expect is just barely over a 2x multiplier if you get it graded and it comes back a PSA 10 and you want to sell it. So let me know what you guys think about that. Is that a good multiple? Should it be higher? Should it be less? What are your thoughts? Leave it down in the comments below, and thanks for watching.